There's a compact electric SUV that's part of the Toyota family, and even though it hasn't been out that long, it's already due for an update. I'm talking about the machine dubbed either the Toyota BZ4X or Lexus RZ, depending on how nice your watch is. Or you can call it the Subaru Solterra if your watch is made by Garmin. Today, specifically, I'm looking at the Lexus RZ. That's because the refreshed version of the RZ has arrived for the European market and gives us an early glimpse at what should also be in store for the RZ here in the States. This is the 2026 Lexus RZ, and it's definitely getting better while still staying a bit weird. Style-wise, there's not that much to talk about. Lexus has a few new colors, slightly revised front and rear fascias and fresh wheels, and an interior update, and these are likely trim-dependent features as this updated RZ now gets an F-Sport trim. And those F-Sport looking Aeroblade wheels look pretty sweet. However, it would be nice to see any color other than black to see a bit more of the actual design work happening in those wheel wells. The big changes here, however, relate to all the electric and mechanical bits, or really the reduction of mechanical bits. The RZ is finally ready to deliver on its initial promise of a steer-by-wire option. This was supposed to arrive as an option when the car initially launched, but it seems the system wasn't quite ready. Now Lexus is rolling it out on the RZ 550e F-Sport. I'll hold my judgment on the system until I get my hands on one, and I'll also hold judgment on the fact that the system swaps in a yoke-style steering setup instead of the standard wheel, which is found on the non-steer-by-wire equipped models. Lexus says its Direct4 all-wheel drive system gets tweaks to enhance performance, with torque able to move from an 80-20 front bias mode all the way to 100% sent out back. The electric motors get more punch in all trims, and the charging time dips thanks to a new onboard charger and improved battery preconditioning. The other fresh bit of tech for the RZ is called interactive manual drive. Lexus has programmed the car to be able to mimic an 8-speed gearbox, which you can shift via paddles. There's an audio component, the amount of torque and the throttle input play a factor, and there's a shift meter so you can track what you're doing. Lexus says it will allow drivers to connect with their vehicle on a deeper level. To me, it reads as gimmicky, especially since this isn't an EV that's heading to a track where maybe an owner could put it to use similar to what Hyundai offers on the Ioniq 5N. And even on that vehicle, it's also gimmicky, but I can see an i5N owner going to a track day, whereas I'd imagine an RZ owner wants as smooth a driving experience as possible. Lexus will run with a 3-trim lineup for the 2026 RZ. The front-wheel drive RZ 300e, all-wheel drive RZ 500e, and the new all-wheel drive RZ 550e F-Sport. In terms of output, the RZ 300e jumps up to 221 horsepower, the 450e is up to 376 horsepower, and the F-Sport is up at 402 horsepower. That 550e will run from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.4 seconds. Range-wise, the front-wheel drive model is reported to deliver as much as 575 kilometers on a full charge, which is just under 360 miles. Now, just remember that's on the WLTP test in Europe. I'd say you're looking at 285 miles under the EPA test. That would be about a 20-mile improvement over the prior version. While 300 miles would be nice, and maybe it will get there and my math is a bit harsh. Regardless, it's good to see Lexus giving the RZ more power, better charging, and improved range figures. We'll have to stay tuned to see how the European RZ numbers line up with the eventual specs delivered on US market RZs, but what we see over there should be pretty close to what we get here.